guys, it's MJ. I want to go live today to talk about some pretty cool insights about a mass uprising, and it has to do with a conversation about, obviously, most of you guys know I don't watch the news, I don't watch TV, I kind of advocate unplugging from the mainstream media agenda or just like energy streams. And someone mentioned this idea of like, the red flags or the red alerts are kind of mounting and everywhere, and natural disasters and more war and a lot of intensity and disparity in the collective story programs. And for me, what's coming through in the clarity is just in a really practical way what we can expect with these continual shifts on the world stage. So we could expect to see like a lot more kind of healing centers and retreat type places opening up, more and more people getting into spiritual practices. And part of the heading of this is actually the fact that emotions are going to be running high. So like a lot of intense emotions are going to start coming up for more and more people. So, and that is part of the uprising, is that oftentimes when we have initial awakenings and veils are lifted, you could say, part of a natural response is a lot of anger. So you can imagine that like people will want to get together and people want to start organizing. And personally, part of like the work I see for myself and like my tribe is just staying really grounded and holding a vision of harmony, holding a vision and imagining and again, holding space for people for that healing, for that self-reflection, for that retreat. Because obviously, if you imagine exiting the matrix, you need a place to go, right? You need some assistance, you need some help, you need some support to hold you through that emotional healing. If you think, I talk about this in the book, and it's fair dues is just my perspective, but really we talk about like everything is energy. Well, emotion is energy in motion. So our emotions are in motion all the time. Our energy is in motion all the time. And really the primary relationship is how we're communicating with our emotions, because our emotions are the energy that we are. And we can call that the intuition. So really getting to know the intuition is just you getting to know how to work with your energy, your point of attraction, and also what you're bumping up against and what you want to consume and what you want to kind of align with. So those people who are still, deep in the matrix, those awakenings will continue, and people will start to have breakdowns. It's not, and I say that with all the love, because my part of the practice is really that we're breaking down and breaking through and breaking down and breaking through, and that's actually a beautiful cycle of our humanity and of our ascension as a human collective on this planet. So loving ourselves through this transition and through this intensity and talking and speaking up, standing up, speaking up, that's a big part of Alta Love and the movement itself, is that we're permissioning ourselves to be vulnerable, to be honest, to be transparent, to speak up and stand up and begin to energetically detach and in a kind of loving way release all the distortion, release all the pain, release all the suffering, release all the unworthiness, release all that, and kind of cut it loose from a sense of a strong, powerful integrity of loving like connection, that is what you tolerate, that you really cut the cords of those negative, toxic holding patterns out of fear of our own unworthiness, fear that we're not able to manifest the life that we desire, whatever lack there appears in our lives, wherever it is, whatever it is, it's coming from our core energetic output. So how we're relating to our emotions is the ultimate kind of integral practice of manifestation. So what this mass uprising often can feel like is just our own emotional uprising from within to continue to up-level us into greater and greater clarity. I just wanted to share that with you guys because it dropped in and it felt really relevant within the collective, and this kind of mounting intensity that we're beginning to feel, because it's like we're really beginning to see this breaking point in that what people call the bifurcation of realities, but it's really just within our own self, what we're choosing, where we're choosing to go, the life that we're choosing. It has to come into that breaking point to say it's this. We're choosing love, we're choosing more harmony, we're choosing freedom and authenticity and, you know, and truth from self, truth from heart. It doesn't look like anything, it doesn't have to have a label, you know, but it really does reach as far out of that program. And a lot of us will have seen various programs acted out even in the last few cycles that are now coming up for release, coming up for a clean, clear slate, energetically speaking, so we can be really clear pioneers and really effective. That's part of this idea of mass uprising, is that the love tribes, you could say, like the people aligning in the new paradigm, as we call it, they're gonna have to start like kind of organizing. I'm proper visionary vibes, so like this is something that's in the next probably 10 to 30 year cycle for us, that are getting organized is a really kind of big part of, hey, Metaphysical Mac, how you doing? Yeah, the love tribe's kind of having to organize so that we can build and expand those communities and get the messages, or just, you know, messages are going out. We're doing the work already, but then, you know, continuing to drop into faith and trust, supporting one another as more and more people kind of find us, you know, as it were. That's kind of part of this whole internet thing, isn't it? Or like we're broadcasting signals, like looking for the people that are anchoring in the new light grids, basically, like anchoring in the new systems for humanity. You know, when I say this stuff, like I'm not even actually sure. It's all just coming from my heart, and it must be relevant for some of you guys sometimes. Just these weird things that I'm really aware of as far as like the energetic shift that's happening and how we're downloading it through our beingness and then anchoring it into the earth field so that we can actually start to build from a new level of integrity and a new level of wisdom from within self, so that we radiate that light field, we radiate that energy. It's really exciting, actually. It's just, you know, you guys, you know, the work, it's fucking hardcore. And I swear it's straight up, it gets like that where you're just like, oh yeah, so there's no arrogance, like really dissolving arrogance, really dissolving anything that is not love. Holy cow, right? The wounds, and also the divinity, like the beauty of the purity of the heart, and like the beauty of the capacity of ever flowing infinite eternal love from within self, and how we can yoke that and just keep generating that continuously. Like, oh my god, what a sacred gift, what a miraculous gift that we've been given to live these lives. It's just quite a radical journey, and sometimes quite intense on the inner, like, shapeshift, ascension, alchemy, we're shape-shifting, you know, our cellular bodies into a higher density of light. I hope that was useful to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate the love and everything that you do. All of this, you know, these platforms where all of us are out here kind of sharing what's coming through for one another to support the awakening. Okay, have a great day, you guys. I'll speak to you real soon. Lots of love. Bye.